Hey Mark, just finishing up on Murillo here. Hopefully that first video was okay. I'm sure it was not probably the most pleasant thing to listen to, but there was a lot of stuff in there, and I know it was pretty messy. I just wanted to make sure I got something out to you. But what I did today is I cleaned up the whole set. Whenever we do those mirrors or flips, dimensions tend to get a little messy. Just with where they're located, they tend to get a little messy. It does a good job flipping the project, but stuff just gets a little messy. So I'm sure it was a little sloppy to look at. So everything's kind of cleaned up, and all the views should be in registration now. And I also added the stairs. And I believe this is what he was talking about. I think it's Carlos. Um, I believe this is what he was asking for. I guess we'll just have to see how he likes how it looks, or how you like how it looks as well. So anyway, front elevation, other elevations here. Everything should be a little bit cleaner looking. I'm not sure if we want to see this stuff in plan on the roof. This deck coming out. Uh, oh yeah, that's a little confusing looking. But something also to probably consider is for this the way this deck, this kind of stairs coming out here on the first floor. It is uncovered as is. I don't know if that would be an issue if we do want to put some posts here that would kind of cover this space a little better. Something to consider. Um, but let's go down to the ground floor first. So I've moved the grid lines a little more to make everything line up a little better. Oh, okay. So I moved this one here so that in on our front elevation we could actually have this grid and this grid line up. I believe there's another grid behind here. It was just, oh no, actually, sorry, that was to have this. It just seemed a little weird. This was kind of floating around like right under this window. So I think this just makes more sense from this elevation to have this grid line how it is. Um, Question about the louvered door. I know there was a comment, we moved all these louvered panels, louvered walls, uh, a bit. So I don't know if the intention was to have this whole space be enclosed, if the client's intention was that, or that was there was some other idea there. And if it is enclosed, I could see where you'd want a door somewhere in this area. I know this face is getting a little bit busy, so maybe not putting it here would make sense, or maybe it would just be a lot easier to access over here, so maybe it would make sense. And then I don't know if we want to have these louvered walls here as well. I know that was something that you had brought up in the last one, so just a little direction needed there for where we want a louvered door, and if this planned south wall gets louvered, the louvered wall screens. So on to the first floor. Oh, okay, and another thing is that I wanted to keep these columns in the grid lines with the rest of the house. I think it looks better this way, and these are also, I know these are probably, I'm guessing the whole house, these are kind of oversized. But I think here it just made more sense. I sized them down a little bit to like 8 by 8s and 10 by 10s, and I think it just looks better all being consistent on the floor. So um, I had to move the wall, or I moved the wall in about 8 inches here to get everything to kind of work uh, with keeping those columns on the grid lines. So the office got a little shorter. I think it was like 11.4, maybe 11. Yeah, I think 11.4. So hopefully that's okay. And then I was also thinking that there's a lot of space in this laundry area, and I think we lost, although there is this big closet here, I could potentially see like moving this here. There's still plenty of space in the laundry room for cabinetry, and then maybe being a couple closets here. I could see that being useful for if there's any towels or just whatever gets put on this in this kind of covered deck area. If they want to bring it in, I could just see it. I could see it there being a use for some closets here. So just something to keep in mind. Um, but basically, how the stairs would work here, I just wanted to make sure they were clear of this window, and it kind of just wraps around. So there's, it's a 3.5 foot wide tread, and then there's also 3.5 feet between the stair and the edge of the deck. So everything kind of wraps around. Pretty, I think, about as simple as you can make it. Um, yeah, hopefully that works. And then up to the second floor, kind of even simpler actually. It's just a stair that comes off the edge, goes straight down, avoids the windows. And that is just about everything. I had to adjust this furniture a little bit, but that was just about it to make it fit. So, um, yeah, I'm just looking. I keep looking at this kitchen and like noticing how huge it is. So I was also thinking potentially like maybe there's an added little pantry here. I don't know, something to fill up a little of the space. Maybe something goes here. I'm not sure. But this seems really really big to me. And that was from because we got rid of that little, or we filled in that corner here. So anyway, that's everything. Hopefully this is all a little making a little more sense and is easier to read. All right, thanks, Mark.